Breakfast with Judy. My name is Judy Trull. I'm the owner innkeeper here at Lindsay House Bed and Breakfast. So today what we're going to make for you is a potato basil frittata. So let's start by going ahead and getting the oven preheated. We're going to preheat the oven to 350. And then I'm going to turn on the skillet and we're going to start cooking the potatoes. I'm going to cook these on about medium to medium low. Remember, this isn't rocket science. We're not putting someone into space. We're just cooking. So let's go ahead and we're going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter. And yes, I know that seems like a lot, but to us at our house, butter is not a dirty word. We're just letting our butter melt in our skillet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the potato in, and what I've done is I've cut this potato in about 1/2 inch dice. I have a combination of red and russet potatoes. I don't peel them, so I just scrub them really well and then I cut them. As soon as the butter melts, and you don't have to wait till it's totally melted. So now that these are in water, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them out with my hand, and I'm just going to put them in the skillet. And yes, my hands are clean. So if that was a concern of yours, let me alleviate that for you. I also believe that some of the best tools that we have been given are our hands. And I'm not afraid to use my hands when I cook or when I talk. Hopefully I don't combine the two, because then there could just be butter and potatoes flying everywhere, and that wouldn't be good. So we're just going to let these brown up. And that's probably going to take 10 to 15 minutes. You want to get them slightly brown, and then when you pierce them with the tip of a knife, you want them to be soft, but you don't want them to be mush, because they are going to finish cooking in the oven. So I have 7 eggs that are already cracked. These are fresh farm eggs that I got from a farmer here in our area. I do like to promote Wisconsin products whenever I can here at our bed and breakfast. So I've got 8 eggs that are cracked here. Now, depending on how many people you're going to serve, you can take this portion up or down, however you need to. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and whisk the eggs. So now I'm just going to put in the 5 tablespoons of melted butter. And just whisk that in. And now this is 15 ounces of ricotta cheese that we're just going to whisk in here. And it doesn't have to be totally smooth. This ricotta is going to melt beautifully, and that's why we like to use it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move away from the whisk, because I don't know about you, but when I try to whisk grated cheese into anything, it does not go well. So we're going to switch to a spatula, and we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of Gruyere cheese. Now, if you don't have Gruyere cheese, don't run to the store to buy Gruyere cheese unless you want to. Any cheese that you have, really from processed cheese to cheddar cheese to sharp cheddar cheese, Colby, you know, whatever you have can be used in this recipe, and it'll work beautifully. So this is Gruyere cheese, and basically it was like 7 ounces of Gruyere that I grated. Again, I like that wonderful cheese taste. And here in Wisconsin, we have wonderful cheeses. And the artisan cheese movement here in Wisconsin is so big now. You just have a lot of great tasting cheese that can be used in this frittata recipe. So once I have the Gruyere in there, you can use really any sort of meat in here. I've used chicken, I've used ham, sausage, bacon, turkey. But for our application here today, I'm using ham. And you don't even have to have meat. You could put additional vegetables in here. If you wanted to have a meat-free frittata, you certainly can do that. So now what we're going to do is, if you have fresh basil on hand, fresh is always preferred. However, let's just get real. It's January in Wisconsin and there's no fresh basil in my garden. What I have is I have dried basil, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to crush it in my hand. That just releases some of those oils, and then I'm just going to put it right in the eggs. And if you don't like basil, you don't have to use basil. You can use tarragon. You can use just pepper and salt. You can use chives, shallots, onion, whatever you'd like. So now the last thing, fresh cracked pepper. And if you don't want to use fresh cracked pepper, you don't have to if you're not a pepper lover. Well, let me tell you, the folks in my house are real pepper lovers. So we always have a pepper grinder on hand. And again, it's personal taste. I do not add salt to this because I have salt in the cheese. I do not use unsalted butter. I use regular butter. So I don't add salt to this recipe. I do have salt on the table, however. So this is all ready to go. And as you see, it's just a mixture of eggs and cheese and meat. How bad can that be? And butter. Because butter makes everything better, right? So now you see that we have the potatoes done. I've taken the tip of a knife and I can pierce that potato very easily. So that's what you're looking for. And again, it's not rocket science. So if the potatoes are a little less done than they should be, they're going to finish cooking in the oven. So no worries there. If I were doing a frittata like for 8 people, I'd just go ahead and pour the eggs right into this pan and put that pan in the oven. However, what I'd like to do today is I'd like to show you how to make a smaller frittata, say for 2 to 4 people, and then also the individual ramekins. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the potatoes in the frying pan here in the gratin dishes, or the ramekins as it were. And all I'm doing is basically just putting the potato on the bottom of the pan there. And yes, you can put the butter in there too, because that butter isn't going to hurt anything. I think we've already established that I do enjoy butter, so there you go. There we have the potatoes in the gratin dishes, aka the ramekins, and then also the frying pan. So now we're going to give one more stir to our egg mixture, and now we're going to go ahead and just pop that right over the potatoes. And don't be afraid to use that spatula. You paid for those ingredients, get them out of that bowl. So the frittatas are ready. My best Vanna White, ta-da! So they come out beautifully. If you're going to be serving, say, 4 people, this frying pan is the perfect size. So I try to give 4 generous pieces and put a piece on the plate, and we're going to go ahead and plate it up for you. Or you can just take 1 ramekin on each plate and plate it up that way. As you can see, we've served up the frittata. We have some crescent rolls with a little apricot filling and some sliced avocado on the side. You certainly can make the plate be whatever you want it to be, but this is how we decided to do it today. Thank you so much for joining us for Breakfast with Judy at the Lindsay House, where the joy of living is served daily. See you next time.